God reminded me na, oh nga no, lumaki na yung mga anak ko. And, work is a gift. However, yung mga years na lumalaki, parang nawala yun sa akin. And also, since the children are there, we can control what controls them. Hindi po natin alam kung ano nangyayari sa school. We don't know what they look at. We don't know what goes into their minds, yung mga input po ng environment. But since they are at home, we can see them. And this is also an opportunity to cultivate deeper relationship with your children because you are at home. And hindi po natin masasabi na it's a bed of roses because we are all together. But the reality is there's a lot of conflicts there. But being together is actually an opportunity to enhance, to develop your relationship with your children, which probably was not as deep when you were always outside or they were in school. Okay, this is also an opportunity to support each other emotionally, and it's a time to be present, and it's a time to be present and a time to think and develop new aspiration as parents. Kasi wala na po tayong choice eh. This is the life na. This is life. We know that life will not be the same again. I don't know if it's going to ever go back to the normal as we know it, but it's different now. So what are we supposed to do? So be willing to change because life won't stay the same. We have to be willing to change because life won't stay the same. We just have to do it. You just have to do it because we can't let our children go to school now, maybe in the future, but there are still some limitations. So just embrace whether you're homeschooling or whether you're doing distance learning. We just have to have that fundamental mindset. So once we have that, once we have embraced it, na eto na eh, God has a purpose for this, then we can talk about how to achieve optimal learning at home. Kapag hindi po natin na-embrace yung setup na to, kahit ano pa pong tips and principles and theories that you guys would learn, wala pong mangyayari. So that's why I want to set that tone. Optimal learning at home, okay? We have here a big definition. It's a big definition that I have. It says here, optimal learning at home happens in a strongly supported learning environment facilitated by parents or guardians. So, kasi po, I would like to focus on strongly supported learning environment. The strong support would come from your school. I'm talking to those who are in distance learning. Sila po kasi it's a very big advantage indeed that you have Mind at Work helping you with all the programs, with all the materials, and you as parents, kayo po yung implementer na ito. And when we talk about learning, we are talking about transformation. We are talking about transformation. So when we talk about optimal learning at home, there has to be transformation na nangyayari po sa bata and somehow sa parents din po. That's the reason why we invest so much in education, because we want our children to develop. Now, if we don't see any transformation, if you don't see any learning, okay? So I would interchange the word transformation and learning. Parang useless din naman na nag-aaral sila, di ba? So when we say optimal learning, something's happening. Something's happening in our children in different aspects of their lives. And when we see that happening in those aspects, then the learning is optimal. Pero paano po siya mangyayari sa bahay? And next slide po. Okay, let me just, all right. Asan na? Okay. So, ang kaibahan po kasi ngayon, and I am guilty of this, and I'm guilty of this because they were in a traditional school for quite a long time. I somehow outsource the education to the teachers. Pero ang reality naman po, regardless they are enrolled in a school, they go to a school, it is our main responsibility to facilitate the development of our children. Our schools, the teachers, they are our helpers, they are our counselors, but we are solely responsible for them. And dahil po sa business of life and because, you know, we need to work. I mean, I need to work. We all need to work. Somehow, naiiwan po natin yung mindset. Nagbabayad naman ako, di ba? Nagbabayad naman ako so that the teachers, that the school do their job. But, you know, but as parents, we actually have a great responsibility to shape our children. And now, that we are in this new normal, parang we are plunged into a deeper involvement. The roles of the teachers in the schools remain the same. They have the expertise, they have the equipment, they have the tools, but we are partnering with them. We are partnering with them so we can have, or our children can have, a better education and a better transformation. So ano po ba ibig sabihin ng transformation na yan? So to delve deeper into the meaning of optimal learning is when transformation happens in three vital aspects through the application of the different learning input at home. Probably this concept is not new to many of you, but transformation doesn't only happen on the outside. It happens in the mind, it happens in the heart, and it happens in the behavior. So yung framework po natin ngayon would be transformation, or optimal learning is transformation in the head, heart, and hands, no? Parang ang bigat po, no? How can we gauge that? So in the next few minutes, before we do our question and answer and do other activities, I would like to unpack with you ano pong ibig sabihin ng head, heart, and hands from the perspective of the parents and from the perspective of the student. So alam po natin na pag head siya, it's about the cognitive process, ano po yung what we know, and heart is what we feel, and hands is what we do. But this is a very big picture, but I would like us to unpack it from the point of view of the parents. So this is a picture of optimal learning experience at home from the parents' point of view. So yan po yung icon ng parents or guardians, and from the perspective of the students or our children. So dun sa parents po, from the head perspective or from the cognitive aspect, there is transformation. Okay, there is transformation in our being when we know that the scope of our responsibility. We know the scope of our responsibility when it comes to our kids' home learning. So kapag alam po natin kung ano yung role natin, so that is a good point. That is a good indicator. So ano ibig sabihin niya? What do you mean by scope of responsibility? In the fact of home learning, we have to embrace the fact that our kids depend on us, especially kapag maliliit pa po sila. Yung primary up until grade 6, even high school and even senior high school, they still need our guidance. But if we understand with no hesitations and if we embrace our role as parents or our role in their learning, then that is a good indicator. And for the hands or the things that we do, if we make adjustments in our actions and steps, then that's a good indicator that we are actually going towards optimal learning experience at home. Sa kids naman natin, siguro bago tayo magpumunta sa kids, no, I would like us to have examples. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? So when we say that from the parents' point of view, the picture of optimal learning experience at home is when we know as parents or as guardians, we know the scope of our responsibility. Ano po yung pwede natin gawin? So one step that shows, there would be a lot of steps, but I just want to focus on a few steps. What we can do is we familiarize ourselves with the school system. And let me tell you this once again, you are blessed that you're part of a system called Mind at Work, sa mga distance learning and for homeschooling, the learning, your partner in homeschooling, because these are experts who come up with a system. And if before po, they were in a traditional school. They were in a traditional, ako po yung mga anak ko, sabi ko nga kanina, somehow I outsourced. I didn't really know the school system. You know, my husband is the one who's more involved in the school before. Now that I am homeschooling with the homeschool provider, I had to really dig deeper into the school system or yung mga requirements nila and the things that they would recommend for us to do. Okay, and another indicator for the HID is if we set a conducive learning environment at home. And I would like to have a little longer discussion about this. I'm going to show you examples. And number 3, wait. Sorry. Oops. Okay. Sorry. And number 3 is when we track progress. So that is the head part, or the cognitive part, or the things that we should know so that we can have a picture learning experience at home from the point of view from the parents. Better on po, pag-uusapan natin ito. What do you mean by setting a conducive learning environment at home, and how can you track progress? Now, for the heart aspect, when we understand how vital our role is in the effectiveness of home learning, then that is a good indicator. So how can we unpack that? Number 1 is we are a parent first before a teacher. Minsan po kasi kapag tayo ngayon nasa bahay na and we are the one that is tasked to deliver the the input, parang bigla tayo magti-teacher mode, and our idea of the teacher mode is the one in the classroom. Teacher, wala pong masama doon, pero minsan po when we confuse ourselves with those roles, nagkakaroon po ng problema sa relationship, nagkakaroon po ng problema sa bahay. Pero if we say that I am a parent first before a teacher, ano po ba, parang mas mabigat din kasi, di ba? Mas mabigat din ang role ng parent. So if you are a parent, if you're a guardian, that means it's not just the learning, but it's the whole being of the child. So you would think about, mag-iisip ka na parang, okay, hindi niya nakuha to. So yung teacher mode mo talaga magiging impatient ka, magiging hindi niya naintindihan, di ba? But if you think about, okay, we are a parent first, then we would think, okay, maybe somehow, there are things that I have to talk about with the kid, or maybe there are things that I have to make adjustments. Parang I'm not saying that teachers don't have compassion, but what I'm saying is if we confuse that at the home, baka magkaroon tayo, baka the way we relate with our parents the way we relate with our children would be affected by our perceptions of our teachers in the past. Okay. And number 2, we embrace lifelong learning. This is very important. Because for those of you who have gone through education and living your life now, you already know that learning never stops. Diba? Patuloy pa rin ang ating pag-aaral, patuloy pa rin ang ating development. And of course, another hard perspective is our relationship at home is more important than perfect grades. Because I perfectly understand that when they do exercises at home and they don't get it, as moms, for some reason, medyo ang moms, well, from my experience, I'm the one who's more reactive when the grades are low, when the grades were low before. Kasi homeschooling na po so palagi mataas ang grades. So, joke lang. But oops. Oh my God. Wait. Okay. Medyo nag-sign out po ba ako? Am I still in? Teacher Jill, am I still in? Okay, good. Kasi may nag-alert dito. Okay. So, yeah. So, relationship at home is more important than perfect grades. And, I'm saying this without any arrogance na ginagawa ko yun na palagi akong ganun. No, I'm saying this with all honesty that sometimes I forget about this. That sometimes I think about performance. I think about, what they should be able to do academically. And then, God will just remind me, hey, mas importante yung maganda yung relasyon nyo sa bahay kaysa yung perfect yung grades. Perfect nga yung grades ng anak mo, pero hindi naman maganda yung tingin niya sa'yo. And for the hand perspective, no, for the hand perspective, an indicator of this, okay, that we are going towards optimal learning from your point of view is we change our game plan when it's not effective. It is related to embracing lifelong learning. Kapag lifelong learner ka, we have to be flexible. And, I remember when I was in college many years ago, more than 20 years ago, I would go to the library and check the books there, and sometimes I wouldn't find the books. So saan ako kukuha ng information? I would go to another library, I would go to I would go to libraries in different parts of the city. Pero ngayon po, at the tip of our finger, we can Google. Okay, we can Google. Ano ba yung kailangan nating malaman? I'm not a teacher. Sabihin natin, di ba yung mga concerns nyo? Hindi naman ako trained educator. Hindi naman ako trained teacher eh. So, paano yun? Then check Google. Check Google. And you would be amazed if you develop that learning mindset. You would be amazed that you could be an expert with so many things. Of course, that you can share with other people or you can apply in your life. Number 2 po is we ask help. We ask help. Filipinos are, a lot of Filipinos, yung mga educated Filipinos are really very talented, but we should not be embarrassed to ask help. We have a pool of teachers, Teacher Jill's team. They are, able, they are experts in the field of education. And there's also a big community of homeschoolers online. I have a lot of friends that I haven't really met in person, but I have met online because I had questions. And I needed help in my journey as a homeschooler. And number 3 is we keep moving. Okay, we keep moving. Hindi po ibig sabihin na pag we failed or let's say nagkaroon kayo ng malaking away sa bahay, it's a big misunderstanding between you and your child and you just stop it and you just say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Remember, kapit lang. Hashtag kapit lang. Diba? I really like that hashtag. Ngayon, pwede ko na siyang gawin sa aming sa bahay. Hindi lang pala sa internet. We keep moving. Okay? We fail, we keep moving. We fail, we learn, we keep moving, we ask help. Kasi gano'n naman ang buhay, diba? It's not a bed of roses. It's not, life is not perfect. God is always there to help us. And the reality is, we just have to, when we fall, we just have to have a resolve that we stand up and we keep moving. Okay. Now, sabi ko po kanina, I would have a quick discussion on setting a conducive learning environment at home, because it's one of the big changes that I had to do as a homeschooler. And I'm sure as distance learners, distance schooling nyo po, you had to set up a learning environment. And pag tumingin po kayo sa Facebook, nakaka-impress yung mga pictures ng iba, 'di ba? Kasi talaga napakaganda po ng kanilang ng home space or home education space. But when you say conducive home learning environment, it's not just about the space, okay? I like this words from a learning advocate. It says here, a home learning environment is a reflection of the overall home environment and family interactions in and around the home. A learning environment is one where we adults show that we ourselves are continuous learners and allow them, the kids, the space to explore, try new things, and take learning as a fun and daily part of their life. Kasi one of the questions is, paano kung maliit yung bahay ko? Paano kung wala akong space? Paano kung wala akong ganito? I grew up in a home. I grew up without any study table. I would do my assignments in the bedroom. I would do my assignments in the living room, in the dining area. And praise God, I turned out to be okay. But now that we know that setting up a conducive home learning environment would actually help, then why not try it? Pero sinasabi nila, wala naman akong space, hindi ako katulad nila, malaki yung bahay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For as long as there is a dedicated space, that would help a lot. Your home, and so is everywhere, is your learning oyster. So it's very important that you designate a space for learning. Okay, it should be safe, distraction-free, and comfortable. And you set a time, you set a routine especially for online, for distance learning, it's very important to have a routine. Now, for homeschoolers, hindi ko kasi matanggap na kailangan magka-routine, but I feel that there has to be a rhythm. So there has to be a rhythm. My routine is my rhythm. So ganun po. But if you are enrolled in distance learning, you have a set schedule that you have to follow, and you have to abide. You have to abide by the schedule of the school. In the Mind at Work Facebook, they posted there 10 tips on how to have effective online learning. If you follow those 10 tips, you are going to do very well. So just some photos of the different home learning environment. I just want to show you. Sana all, di ba? Yung mga hashtag sana all na. When you Google homeschool setup or home learning setup, these are some of the photos. Okay. Now, gusto ko i-share, so I just want to be vulnerable to you. This was our homeschooling space in year 2019 to 2020. Hindi ko po yan inayo. So ito pong nasa left is for my grade 3. I live in a small apartment. Tapos yung sa aking grade 11 was just like a corner in his room. But now I change it. Why did I change it in 2019 into 2020? Kasi somehow I've learned how to make it better. And also it's a good indicator for the children as well. Okay, this is a new school year. So this is a new school year. So just a slight change, So just want to share that to you. Ngayon po, after talking about the picture of optimal learning at home from the parents' perspective, doon naman po tayo sa learners. So I would just a few more minutes and then we can go to our discussion. So from the perspective of the parent, siguro balik lang tayo, no, for the purpose of reminder. So sa parents po, yung head perspective, we know the scope of our responsibility. And for the heart, we understand how vital our role is. And then for the hand aspect, we make adjustments in our actions and steps. This is the picture of optimal learning experience from the parents' point of view. Ano naman kaya doon sa students? Kasi this is learning at home is a relationship, it's an experience, and it's a transaction between the parents, the guardians, and the kids. So kapag sila po, they're going towards optimal learning experience at home, ang indicator po niyan is in their mind, our kids know and remember what they're supposed to do. So ano po yung mga makikita natin? What are the observable things? So if they complete their tasks, diba? Meron silang mga seat works, meron silang mga kailangan basahin. If they're able to complete their tasks, then, you are achieving optimal learning experience from the cognitive perspective. And comprehension lessons, they understand what the lesson is all about. And of course, passing mark. Hindi naman po tayong pwede magbigay ng excuse na okay lang po mag-SAC, ano naman homeschool naman or distance education. We still need to value achievement. It's not the only thing, but we need to value that. And if we see these things, amongst other things, task completion, they understand the lesson and they have passing mark, then from the perspective of the head or the cognition, you achieve the optimal learning experience at home. Sa heart naman po is, let me just using ko lang tong window. Okay. So from the heart perspective naman po, when kids understand and can connect the concepts to life as they know it. Minsan kasi, I remember when I was in elementary, I don't care kung basta matapos ko lang lahat ng ginagawa ko, but I don't really connect it with life. But now as parents, guardians, somehow we are wiser and we know that the lessons that we learn are connected to life. So if they're able to connect learning to life, then the heart perspective, we are doing very well. And if they develop a love for learning, and how would you know that they love learning? Kapag nakita nyo na genuine yung smile nila and when they ask for more. One of the music to my ears po, 2 days ago, we were doing math. My 8-year-old said, I want more math. Wow. So she's enjoying it. She's loving it and she's having fun doing math. And for the hand perspective naman po is when our kids act appropriately. And I'm talking about behavior. I'm talking about life application of what they have learned. So kapag nakikita yung mga indicators that we can observe. Of course, there are more, and probably this is open to more discussions. And later on, siguro we can talk further about more examples on these on the picture of optimal learning experience at home from the learner's point of view. So take this with you. Take this with you today. Na, optimal learning experience at home is a relationship experience in transaction between the parents, the guardians, and the students or your kids. And when you say optimal learning experience, something is happening, something is changing in your mind and in your heart and in your hand. And there are indicators and there are points of view from the parents' eyes and from the lens of the students. And once we know these principles, minsan kapag nahihirapan na tayo, let's just step back. Let's just step back na, okay, what do I need to learn? What do I need to embrace? And what do I need to do? And one thing that you have to remember, hindi po sila compartmentalized. Ha? This is a head thing. This is a heart thing. No, this is a hand thing. Hindi po. They're all integrated. We are created as a whole being. And our hearts, our hands, and our minds are all connected. Pero minsan po, may mga kailangan po nating i-identify whether it's an issue of the things that we need to learn, okay, a mindset that we need to embrace, or an action that we need to do. And this is not just only from the kids' perspective, kasi we have a tendency na i-blame natin, ewan ko ba dyan sa bata na yan, parang hindi naman marunong. Hindi po. You have to check yourself as well. Is there something that I need to change? Is transition that needs to happen in me so that I can help contribute to optimal learning at home? So I leave this with you. Don't stop learning, mommies and daddies and aunties, lolos and lolas, uncles. Believe you can do it, and just do it. This is just the of all of our challenges and our difficulties and our adjustments in home learning. Just continue doing it. Continue believing you can do it. And in a child in the way he go, even when he is old, he will not devalue sa atin ng Panginoon. And God has a purpose for them. And the reason why you were made as parents of your lovely children, siguro after this, tingnan niyo anak niyo, ano kayong plano ng Panginoon sa kanila? Ano kayong destiny ng Panginoon sa mga anak ko o sa anak ko? And your role as parents is to help them discover that. Sabi nga, di ba, train up a child in the way he should go. Ano yung he should go? Kasi there is wala pong unwanted na tao. Lahat po ng tao lumabas sa mundo na ito with God having a clear purpose for them. And parenting is a privilege and it's a responsibility. And one of our roles is to help them discover what they are supposed to do here on earth. And we have that moment now. Yes, masama po ang nangyari sa pandemic. Marami pong nagkasakit, marami pong mga tragedies na nangyari. But we thank God that you are at home with your children, you are healthy, and you have the privilege. Hindi po yung you have to do this. You get to do it. You get to do it now with your children, with your family, and take it as an opportunity. Yun lang po. God bless.